taking up a subject today on the India development debate, which may resonate with some of you. Hey, it's Friday. And why not take this opportunity to guilt trip some of our viewers right before the weekend? But no, jokes aside, I'm talking about what is happening to our health while many of us continue to work from home or work in very different kind of circumstances because of the COVID-19 pandemic. More and more people are working from home, are moving out less, of course, due to safety consideration. And this has had quite a few effects on our health and lifestyle as well. For one, our lifestyles have become even more sedentary. Even the commute to office and whatever calories you burnt there are out of the window. So maybe you're packing on the pounds. On the other hand, all of the boredom and sometimes depression is being fought with binge eating. The only entertainment you have is about what to cook next and what to order in and what to eat next. So how do you fight this? Well, I have two of the best fitness gurus with me on the show today to talk about this. I want to introduce Mehta and Luke Coutinho, who are going to give us their advice on what do you do, how do you make sure that you stay fit and healthy during all of this as well. Welcome to the show. Mehta, let me begin with you. Why do you think this is happening? And is this really a trend? Because everyone I speak to has the same story, which is why I thought it's important for me to highlight it. Do you see a lot of people coming up and complaining about this situation where they suddenly find themselves chained to their desks and their laptops at home?
Certainly, this is the need of the hour. And also, as you said, that people are putting on oodles of weight, that's happening very naturally. Very little activity, and the companies extract a lot of work out of you. And you must know the basic instinct of man emanates out of the lowest chakra, which is Mooladhara. So fight, flight, procreate, and food. Humans gravitate towards food a lot because that is the only gratification a man goes towards or leans towards, because when a man is more connected to the instincts and not towards the consciousness, the levitation of awareness and the growth of evolution, then food becomes very important. And when food becomes very important, of course, there is no escape but to put on weight. And I think we cater to our appetite and not the hunger. We cater to the lust and not the need. This is the reason. Because we are connected to the instinctiveness of the animals, and we haven't broken through the shackles of being so anchored deep below, we are all drowned in food, and what we think about is only food all the time. And yes, very few people have the discipline to counter it with exercise, sleep, laughter, recreation, positivity, affirmations, visualizations, meditation, prayer, etc., etc. So my prayer to all of you people, the audience, that if at all food is so important, be so, it may, but also counter it with discipline of exercise. Luke will talk about the science of sleep also, sleep, breathing, meditation, and everything put together, and be healthy. Your food should be healing. Your food shouldn't be a debauchery. Your food shouldn't be greed-based, gluttony-based. So please.
You know, we're having this conversation on a Friday evening, which is at the point at which a lot of people switch off and decide to reward themselves, because of the fact that they can't go out or can't do things that they were doing earlier with some good comfort food. Luke, what are the dangers here? Because I don't want to obsess about a few extra inches in the waistline or a few extra pounds, but what I think is really concerning is the lack of NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is all of the movement that we do in a day. That has suddenly become very restricted.
Right. Yeah, so the way Dr. Mehta explained everything, I have a perspective as well. We actually have the same problem as we had even before COVID, just a different situation. Even when there wasn't a COVID, people were sedentary, besides the fact that they had to probably walk, get a train, get into their car, walk a few steps. A sedentary lifestyle existed even before that. I think what we're looking at right now is a mindset change. A lot of people look at work from home as really a good option because they can eat their meals on time. They have more time to work out. Before, people spent almost 2 to 3 hours in commute in a city like Mumbai or Delhi, and they didn't have time to work out. But now they have the ability to work out. They have the ability to eat meals at the same time. A lot of good stuff can also happen. So like Dr. Mickey Mehta really said, I think the underlying problem is a lack of discipline and a lack of, consistency. If we're working from home, we have the ability to work out. Just because it's work from home doesn't mean we have to be lazier. It doesn't mean that we have to gravitate towards food all the time. That happened even before COVID. People were ordering food and Swiggying food and Zomatoing food to offices, or they were eating out at restaurants most of their meals. So that really isn't the problem. The problem remains the same of our want to get healthier. I think we just have a different situation, and now we attach that to an excuse of, oh, exercise is going to be difficult. But it's actually become easier because now you can exercise in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening or even in between your day. So I really think it comes down to a personal choice. I don't think, I think the world keeps changing their mindsets all the time. Oh, COVID means work from home, means we're going to eat more. No, it doesn't mean you have to eat more. There were people bored in offices as well and still eating more over there. So I think it comes down to discipline and consistency. And if people follow a timetable, like I think we have to organize our time. So what time are you going to wake up at? Okay, what time is your yoga, your workout going to be? What time are your meals going to be? And what time is my work going to be? If we can follow a simple routine, everyone, whether you're working from home or you're going to work, you have the possibility to put in exercise time, to put in meal times, to put in your meditation time, your me time, and then you're just doing nothing time as well. It's all possible. Work from home or no work from home.
No, but look, let's also take into consideration that they're really serious and very real concerns that people have. I mean, you're suddenly sharing the space with your entire family through the entire day. Space for yourself is now limited, including space for, me time, which used to be exercise time, etc., etc. So there are real concerns there. Tell us a little more about keeping active through that extra work you're doing, or making sure you break the chain of a very sedentary lifestyle. How do you do that?
Sure. So number one, you got to plan your workout time. It's always good to have a workout time planned. So like if everyone's waking up at a particular time in the morning, you may want to get up half an hour early so you have place and you have your own privacy and your space to do a workout. Now, many people don't have access to gymnasiums and gyms right now, but there are tons of videos. You can do a whole yoga class online every single day without spending a rupee from your pocket. There are loads and loads of apps and YouTube videos of really good training programs, teaching people from beginner, intermediate to even advanced stages of working out at home. We have something called body weight. That's our weight. We can use that body weight. If we have space in a garden, we can take a walk. If we don't, you can do jumping jacks, you can do imaginary skipping, you can do squats, you can do push-ups. There is always something that you can do. And at this time, there is so much of content online, and we can consume that content to stay healthy. Now, if you're stuck with work from home, like Dr. Mickey rightly said, a lot of corporates, have kept their employees very, very busy. So, every 1.5 hour, what I personally do, take a break, stand up, touch your toes, stretch your hands, do 10 squats, maybe do 1 Surya Namaskar. Just keep your metabolism moving. Keep that activity. The idea of sedentary, it becomes dangerous when we're sitting in one position too long. But every hour, it takes you 2 minutes to stand up, do a couple of jumping jacks, and then get back to your work. So these are little ways that we can actually build in more activity through the day.
Dr. Mickey Mehta, you want to come in on that? How do we make sure that we keep moving, and not just our bodies, keep our minds fresh as well?
There's a very good philosophy which says that rolling stone gathers no moss, and an active body doesn't put on excess weight. So, while we live in our homes, we all have doors and windows. So to be active, excited, and enthusiastic, we need to keep going outside, close to the window or at the window balcony, and take a lot of sunshine, especially in the morning. So when people ask me, Mickey, what do you have for breakfast? I say, I have breath for breakfast. I soak myself in the sun. And then, of course, my visualization, my affirmations, listening to the chirping of the birds, looking deep into the vastness of the sky and feeling the wind touching my body, and being the center of the universe where it is saturated with ether. So all these elements, when you mingle with, the life force into you enters, and that prompts you to eat right, sleep right, and exercise right, especially when your circadian rhythm is on the top in the mornings, because when sun touches your pineal gland, your sleep wake cycle is activated, the serotonin in the body is secreted, and that is the time there is energy surge, because our circadian rhythms are synchronized with the geomagnetic forces. So at that time it is the best to exercise. And I would say prepone your sleep time, prepone your wake up time, and begin with 5 minutes a day. So start your day with 5 minutes. If you haven't worked out ever, put 5 minutes in your left pocket for the first month. Second month, take 5 minutes in your right pocket. That way, in 12 months, you will have 60 minutes at your disposal. And that's the way to stretch, bend, do monkey business, bounce, jumping jacks, mountain, bhujangasana, double pavan muktasan, tadasan. And it is fun. You know, workout should be a celebration and not a punishment. And please don't count your reps, don't count your calorie burn, don't count your intensity. Enjoy yourself. It's romancing your own being. It's a celebration of sorts. Once you get into it, the high of a workout, the intoxication that you get every day, it's going to bring you back to you to do it again and again. So start with simple stretches, simple running, simple PT at home, then get on to do your postures, then get on to do your dynamic postures, which we call postures in poetries, asanas. So postures which are meaningful positions, and of course the derivation are from the elements. And thereafter, an asana means the seat of awareness. So while you're doing your asanas, you're enjoying the stretch, the contraction, the stillness, and you're very much present 100% in the moment. Because let's say you're doing a chakrasana. Your whole attention to hold that posture from your navel to outwards and outwards to inwards, your psychomuscular neuro coordination is there. And in that moment, you're having fun with yourself. So don't deny that fun, look out for it, and you can be the choreographer of your own change, because if change is constant, why can't we change it ourselves?
Okay, I want to talk about one very big factor to how we're living our lives right now, which is excessive screen time. Excessive screen time, binge watching, sort of filling that hole of social interaction with interaction with your apps. Or shows, entertainment, etc. Mickey, let me come to you on this one again.
Yep.
How do you moderate that?
So, as I said, that time and time again, Luke made a very good point that every hour and a half or two, one must stand up, stretch, walk around, have a glass of water, go to the window, enjoy the nature, or, crack a joke with your daughter, wife, in-laws, and then come back to work. So, what one needs to do is break the pattern, disrupt it very creatively. And when you disrupt it creatively, you will be on the right track and the boredom will not set in. And let me tell you that exercises are not prevention of disease. Exercising, eating well, sleeping well are creative and productive ways to health and healing and optimizing your life. In fact, a good workout, a good nutrition, a good sleep, a good laughter, state of mind, everything translates into evolution of mankind. Forget weight loss. I mean, why should we discuss the lowest denomination of well-being when we can talk about the highest denomination, that is evolution? And the best way to beat the forces of entropy, which are time, matter, space, light, motion, mass, causation, effect, is to constantly be creative with yourself and keep kindling interest in your life. And that's the way forward.
Well, and that interest has to go beyond just what you're going to have for the next meal, perhaps. Well, I want to thank both of you for joining us on this very interesting discussion on this Friday evening. I hope our viewers will take away something important from this, how to stay sane, how to stay fit, how to stay happy through this very tough time that we are all experiencing. Well, that's all the time we have this evening on the India Development Debate. But before I sign off and thank you for joining us, I want to draw your attention to what is happening in the western coast of the United States. Whenever there is a large event like this, I always point out to it because it tells us time and again what we are doing to this world we live in. Massive wildfires have wreaked havoc on the western coast of the United States. 50,000 people have been evacuated from Oregon. At last count, at least 15 were dead along all of these coasts. They're still trying to beat back these wildfires. These are signs that we're getting. We need to pay attention. On that note, I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening.